Welcome to training video number 5, bid summary, putting together the final numbers. After we have completed our extension and made all of our final edits, we're just going to go ahead and close out of the extension. Everything is auto-save, so nothing to worry about there. Alright, we're going to click on that step number 5, bid summary button. The first thing I want to point out is the material total. This came straight from our extension. Next, you're going to notice a big red box around our individual totals and a red sell price on the right hand side. This is telling us that we are missing something. And if you look to the left, you will see that a checkbox is in the labor. It's telling us to go fix your labor. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to work in the tabs on the bottom to finish up our bid summary. First, we'll work on labor. So in the labor section, you can have all of your classes pre-set up with hourly rates and burdens. So if all your labor is set up, all you have to do is pick the class that you want on the job by pushing it to the right with this black arrow. Now that I've pushed the foreman and the journeyman to the job, I'm going to go ahead and assign them these hours. We'll just make it easy and give them 50% of the hours each. There you have it. All hours have been assigned and your labor is complete. Another way to do labor is by composite rate. So if you don't want to break it up into individual, we can just add a new line item to our job. I'll call it composite and we'll just give it 100% of the hours. And again, we can just give it a rate of 65 bucks. Also, we'll stick a 15% burden percentage in there. That's it. We just created a labor category. So labor can be as detailed or as basic as you want it. Depends on how you set it up. You just need to be sure to assign the hours to a rate. Now back to the top sheet, you're going to notice that the labor totals are already inputted and added to the total. Now we can complete the rest of the job. We had some quoted items from the extension list that we needed to get from the supplier. Now that the supplier has finally gotten back to us, we can go ahead and stick those quoted totals right in our quote tab. We'll just say that all of my fixtures came back at $25,000. And we had some miscellaneous, we'll add in $4,000 to that. Now back to our top sheet, our totals are instantly updated. Now we'll throw in some totals for subcontractors. I know I've got some working for me. Let's throw in $15,000 for insulation, and let's go ahead and throw in $7,000 for trenching. And again, all these screens are customizable. You can add as many line items as you want. These can also be customized permanently in your template job. Okay, let's add some direct job expenses, DJE. We'll throw in a little bit for permits and fees, and I want to make a little bit on some fuel, oil, and gas. Alright, and we'll throw in some equipment rental. I need a trencher. We'll go $185 a day, and we need it for 16 days. I also need a scissor lift. We'll do that for $75 a day, again for 16 days. The program automatically does the math for you. You do also have a bond table that you can set up, and of course we have to throw in our taxes. With my taxes, I'll just go ahead and throw in a tax percentage on my materials, and I'll leave my labor non-taxed. Again, back to the top sheet, and everything is totaled up for us and ready to go. So everything we've been doing up until this point has been costs. We've been calculating costs. Now in the end, we need to put together our overhead and profit and make some money on this job. So let's get to that. You will notice two boxes here in the gray. One is for adjust overhead, the other is for profit. I'm going to go ahead and add 10% overhead to this job. When I do that, it adds 10% to every single one of my categories. Now, of course, I can individually change a category by clicking on that category in the top section. Let's do the same thing for profit. We'll grab 13% and add that to everything. There you have it. We now have individual costs, overhead, and profit for each one of our categories. And in the right-hand side, in the gray, is all of our final totals. Now, some other cool things that we can do is we can enter in the square feet of this job. This will give us a price per square foot and hours per square foot so we can compare like jobs later on. Next is the job months. I'm going to go ahead and enter in 1 month I want to get this done in, and we work 40 hours a week. That tells us that we're going to need this many workers per day. It of course works in reverse. If I only have, say, 4 workers per day and we work 40 hours a week, it tells me how many months this job is going to take me. A nice little calculator for you. The next thing we'll talk about are the different bid summaries. In McCormick, you can have as many bid summaries as you would like. In Extension, we actually sent over 2, the base bid and offices. To determine which one you're working on, simply highlight it. Now you can do the process again of going through all the tabs at the bottom. They will only pertain to each individual summary. Or we have an option to copy summaries. I can copy everything that I did in base bid to my offices. Just another simple and fast way to finish up your bid summary. And there we have it. That is the end of our video. This shows you how to put together final numbers for your customer. Thank you again for joining us. We'll see you in the next training video.